The company that made this car isn't allowed to sell you a 5G phone in most of the world. But somehow, it just built a car that's now outselling Mercedes-Maybach in its own home market for about half the price. This is the Huawei Maextro S800, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why this car is about a lot more than luxury. Stick around, because the real story here is bigger than the spec sheet. Let's clear something up first, because it's genuinely surprising. Huawei doesn't manufacture this car. They can't. And honestly, they've chosen not to. Instead, Huawei partners with existing car manufacturers, in this case, JAC Motors, and provides the technology, the smart driving system, the operating system, the sound engineering. JAC builds it. Huawei makes it smart. Together, under Huawei's HEMA ecosystem, they call it Maextro, and it's explicitly built to go after one target, Mercedes-Maybach. Visually, Maextro didn't play it safe. The whole design language is called Zongheng Xinghan, built around a celestial, starry theme. The headlights use dual million-pixel clusters Huawei calls Galaxy headlights, with a hand-polished crystal element that's genuinely rare in production cars. The taillights use a multi-layered projection effect they call the Starry Scroll. Even the door handles project a light pattern onto the ground. Huawei's own marketing describes it as grasping the sun and moon, plucking stars. It's a lot. But at 5.48 meters long, it's also physically larger than a Mercedes-Maybach S-Class. And Huawei wants you to notice. Step inside, and it becomes obvious who this car is really for, whoever's sitting in the back. There are zero-gravity reclining seats, 4 50-watt wireless chargers on the 4-seat configuration, and a detachable rear control panel. And here's a detail that says everything about who's buying this car. The front headrests use noise-cancelling technology specifically designed to keep rear seat conversations private from the driver. This isn't a car built for someone who wants to drive it. It's built for someone who wants to be driven and doesn't want the driver hearing the deal being discussed in the back seat. Under the skin, the tri-motor all-electric version makes 852 horsepower and 850 pound-feet of torque, hitting 62 miles an hour in about 4.3 seconds. Genuinely quick for a car this size and this heavy. It also gets 16-degree rear-wheel steering and a crab walk parking mode, letting this nearly 3-ton sedan maneuver in ways that shouldn't be possible for something this large. Charging is just as aggressive. The battery electric version supports 5C ultra-fast charging, going from 10 to 80% in about 12 minutes. And it runs Huawei's newest ADS4 smart driving system, aimed at behaving more like an actual human driver instead of a robotic one. Here's the part that should genuinely surprise you. Since launch, the Maextro S800 has delivered over 17,000 units, and for 8 straight months, it's led China's entire ultra-luxury sedan segment above 700,000 yuan. Its monthly sales are reportedly roughly equal to the second and third place competitors combined. In a market Mercedes-Maybach has dominated for decades, a phone company's car brand just quietly took the top spot. And here's what I promised you at the start. Huawei doesn't have this ecosystem by accident. For years, US sanctions cut Huawei off from advanced chips and international 5G markets, crushing what was once one of the biggest smartphone businesses in the world. Rather than disappear, Huawei pivoted hard into automotive technology, partnering with manufacturers across China to put its software into cars instead of phones. The Maextro S800 outselling Maybach isn't just a luxury car story. It's proof that a company the US tried to shut down found an entirely new industry to dominate instead. Whatever side of that story you're on, the business result is undeniable. And it's a preview of how much more Chinese tech-powered luxury cars are coming. There's already a higher-end Grand Design version rumored at $200,000 to $300,000, and Maextro's expanding into an MPV next. This brand isn't slowing down. So here's my question for you. Does it change how you see this car, knowing it exists partly because of sanctions meant to hold Huawei back? Or does a great product just speak for itself regardless of the backstory? Tell me honestly in the comments. Subscribe because we're covering the Grand Design version next, and that one might be even wilder.